Hello YouTube, I'm going to be reviewing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter Deck Reloaded. This is Yugi's deck. Here's the artwork on the front. And we got Buster Blader on the back. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I have the deck sorted out. Here are all the trap cards, spell cards. There are 3 level 2 sacrifices. Strongest card in the deck is Buster Blader at 2,600 attack points. And second up is Dark Magician at 2,500, and there's 2 Dark Magicians. And honestly, 2,500 isn't that strong, but you know, it still is pretty strong. Then we have only 1 Tribute. Strongest is Summon Skull at 2,500, which is the same as Dark Magician. And then the Tricky 2,000, Dark Magician Girl 2,000. And then we have a bunch of up to level 4s. And I'm sorry, I forgot there is a Silent Swordsman level 5 in the sacrifice. Alright, so for all the level 4 and below monsters, I separated them into 2 piles. Useful and useless. All the useless monsters, the effects aren't that good. And 1,000 attack, 800, 1,300. You know the deal. So on these, on this Magician card, he has 1,700 attack, 1,900 defense, and his effect ultimately lets you bring Buster Blader, which is good. With him, 1,700 attack, his effect, he'll be used as a tribute twice, so he counts as 2 monsters to sacrifice him. Mystical Elf, high defense, 2,000. Neo the Magic Swordsman has 1,700 attack. Skilled Dark Magician, 1,900 attack, 1,700 defense. And his effect ultimately lets you bring Dark Magician out. He gains 300 attack for each spell counter. Starts at 1,300. Good defense card at 2,000, you know. And then there's another of those magicians, there's repeats. So yeah, these cards are the useful ones, and on the useless ones, as I said before, are kind of weak. And really the only good effect here is this one's. Destroy all level 4 monsters your opponent controls. And then Silent Swordsman level 3 helps you bring out Silent Swordsman level 5. And Silent Swordsman level 5, unaffected by spell effects, helps bring out Silent Swordsman level 7. I don't know if that is included in this deck. I don't see why it wouldn't be though. Alright, we have some fairly decent trap cards in this deck. I separated them to useless and useful. Useless card is Zero Gravity. Change battle positions of all monsters. Nah, it doesn't really do anything, just kind of prolongs the damage. Waboku, you take no battle damage from your opponent's monsters. That's pretty good. Miracle Restoring, remove 2 spell counters from your side of the field, and then bring Dark Magician or Buster Blader back from your graveyard. So it's kind of like a Monster Reborn. Magic Cylinder, we all know what this does. They attack you, and then they basically, their own attack hits them. Rising Energy, discard 1 card, and your monster gains 1,500 attack. That is a lot. That is a good card. Call of the Haunted, this is basically kind of like a Monster Reborn again. Mirror Force, we all know what that does. They attack, flip it up, all their cards are dead. Trap Hole, opponent summons a card with 1,000 or more, they're dead. Spellbinding Circle, no attack. So these are fairly good trap cards. Scratch that, there are some pretty good trap cards. Alright, now we have the spell card. Alright, now we have the spell cards. Most of these, it's all effects with your... Sorry, most of these have to do with spellcaster type monsters, but this is a spellcaster deck, so you don't have to worry about anything. Separated them into 3 piles. Good. And then I'll get to that. So, 1,000 Knives. If you control a Dark Magician, select one of your opponent's monsters and destroy it. Dark Hole, destroy all monsters on the field. Swords revealing light, they can't attack. Ancient Rules, special summon one level 5 or higher normal monster for your hand so you don't have to do any tributes. Magical Dimension, this one's kinda but I put it with the good ones. If you control a spellcaster type monster, tribute it, and then destroy another monster on the field. Actually, that's kinda good. Dark Magic Attack, if you control Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Black Pendant, the monster gains 500 attack, and then when that card is sent to the graveyard, the opponent has 500 damage to them. Mage Power, the equipped monster gains 500 attack. And Magicians Unite, if you control 2 or more attack position monsters, target one of them, attack becomes 3,000. So a lot of these are really just upping your attack points. I guess this is kind of an attack deck, even though none of the monsters really have that high attack, but whatever. Mystical Space Typhoon. Oh, why did I put this in the bad pile? Target one spell and trap card and destroy it. That's a good card. And then these are useless. Book of Moon. Change the battle position of a card. Shard of Greed. You can basically, it's like a pot of gold greed, or yeah, you can draw a card. And then this one, this is amazing yet terrible at the same time. Basically, you can destroy any of your opponent's monsters, but then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Yeah. And then I added this to the deck. Dark Paladin, it's Buster Blader and Dark Magician combined. So far, when I think about it, I feel like this is a fairly good deck. A good deck. Not terrible. Not amazing. I feel like I'll do good. I'm gonna go battle with it tomorrow, and I'll come back to you guys, tell you all the details. And then I'll have my real opinion on it. Hello guys, I'm back. And honestly, I still have no clue who that is. But yeah, so today, I dueled with a deck, and I can say it completely shattered my expectations. Honestly, I thought this deck was mediocre. This deck is amazing. So this deck went through 3 duels today. First of all, I dueled my friend Marcos, and it was a head-to-head duel the whole time. It was 50-50, it was going to win at all times. Basically our life points were in the same 1,000. And this deck ended up pulling through and winning for me. Alright, second duel, I played against my friend Jacob. And this deck completely shined. I beat him with only 7,300 life points left. And I'm going to tell you how that happened. So first of all, when I drew my hand, I had one of the gadgets. And the gadget's effect is when this card is normal summoned, you can get the other gadget and add it to your hand. So basically, that's giving me 3 cards to sacrifice. Not only that, but on my same first draw of the game, I got Summon Skull and Dark Magician. So immediately, I was able to have Summon Skull out on basically my second turn. And it was really awesome. Oh yeah, my friend also summoned Blue Eyes. So I put Buster Blader down. He has 2,600 attack. And his effect, when this card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster. So I was already on top of him. And I was able to bring Dark Magician out. Basically, I brought the strongest guys out of my deck out there. I even used 1,000 Knives. If you control Dark Magician, you can take out one of your opponent's monsters. Because he ended up using a Monster Reborn to bring Blue Eyes back. And this deck was awesome because of the effects, I was able to bring out cards to sacrifice easily. And yeah. And then third of all, I let my friend Marcos duel with this deck against Jacob. And Marcos didn't kick Jacob's ass like I did. But he beat him. But it wasn't a close duel at all though. But he got a good beat on him. And so honestly, I'm in love with this deck. Be tuned for a Kaiba review, and then I'll make a separate video, Yugi Reloaded versus Kaiba Reloaded. Which deck is better?